Wednesday, July 7th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fon Quinter, welcoming you to the morning edition of Prime Flash, coming to you live from our studios in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. It began this morning in the west region of Cameroon, where another fatal road accident has claimed the life of Dr. John Richard Kweje, lecturer at the University of Chang, on July 6th along the Bafoussam-Chang Highway. Reports say he died following a head-on collision with a heavy-duty truck just at the entrance into the city of Chang. Now, the president of the National Communication Council, Joe Chebonkeng, and his team are already making their impact at the NCC field. The new NCC boss has urged journalists to be responsible as violators of professional ethics won't be spared. Details in the following report.
The president of the National Communications Council, Joe Chebonkeng Kalabopse, has held the first extraordinary session in which many topics were discussed. The agenda at the Media Regulatory Body's 28th extraordinary session was clearly stated, in which the president promised that, together with his team and with the affairs of the NCC on his shoulders, they will work with all honesty, conviviality, integrity, and serve the people diligently.
I would want to crave your indulgence that we work with an open heart, that we work in all conviviality, that we work with all honesty, that we work with a lot of integrity, because the job we have been called upon to do requires that we serve our people and make the press a real fourth estate.
The president of the National Communications Council has equally vowed to clean up the media landscape by meting out sanctions to charlatans.
We are not here to muzzle the press, nor are we here to sanction individuals. But that doesn't mean that people who are found guilty of violating professional ethics will not be sanctioned. The law will come down in full force on those who deviate from the realities of what this noble profession calls us to. That social responsibility which we have.
3 journalists were sanctioned with suspension ranging from 1 to 6 months. The director of RIS Radio was slammed 1 month suspension for publishing offensive information against Cabral Libi, while the director of the publication of Confidence magazine was equally suspended for 6 months alongside the magazine for bearing offensive remarks against Senator Nguchingo Sylvestre. Finally, the director of DBS TV was given a warning note, while one of the journalists was given 1 month suspension for broadcasting unsubstantial and offensive information likely to bring disrepute to the French head of state. The NCC boss hopes that, with the help of the press, they will be able to combat hate speech and sensitize the public in communicating fairly.
Of an individual identified as Jibril Dubuli last Sunday, July 4th, by soldiers around the police checkpoint at By Fon Quinter in Bamenda 3 subdivision, northwest region of Cameroon. In a statement issued Tuesday, July 6th, the ministry spokesperson Colonel Cyril Atonfak says Jibril was shot as he attempted to run away from security officers at the By Fon Quinter control post. Colonel Atonfak says after identification, findings established that the victim was a local relay of certain secessionist terrorist leaders of the diaspora in the Nkwen sector. The release further reads that Jibril Dubila had been involved in several kidnappings with ransom demands as well as numerous cases of conditional threats, and have led several groups of scammers specialized in online scamming. Now, the GCE Board Registrar Dang Aku Dominic has announced new writing hours for some courses at the ongoing June 2021 Technical and Vocational Education Examination for advanced level students. Mathematics Paper 3, which was initially programmed for Wednesday afternoon, will be written this morning. Meanwhile, Metal Construction Design Paper 3, initially scheduled for this Wednesday afternoon, has been rescheduled for tomorrow, July 8, 2021. Now, publishers and distributors of local and foreign newspapers in Cameroon have been reminded to comply with legal provisions obliging them to deposit publications at the Ministry of Communication. The call was made by communication boss Rene Emmanuel Sadi in the nation's political capital, as we hear in the following report.
Reading through the press release to understand the ramifications and what offenders are risking, it's been observed that most newspapers produced and published in Cameroon are not usually sent to the Ministry of Communications as the law demands. Reason why? Minister Rene Emmanuel Sadi of the Ministry of Communication is requesting the need for editors to comply with the law of December 19, 1990 on the rights to social communication.
You should recall that the Minister of Communication has many missions. One of them is observation of media, to see whether people do respect the ethics and deontology.
Backed by the law, the minister invites news editors to send 2 copies of their newspapers not later than 2 hours after they are published.
More than 650 that are declared, but not all of them are published every time. So we are talking of the 120 something newspaper that at least can be seen out within a month. The obligation is very much clear. Every time you publish, if it is even once a year, you have to deposit it.
Meantime, a public register has been opened at the Private Media Development and Advertising Service of the Ministry of Communication, and the decision states that those who will not comply will be sanctioned accordingly.
Our international non-governmental organization Doctors Without Borders has dismissed allegations of supporting armed groups in the northwest region of Cameroon. In a 2-page circular dated July 5, 2021, the organization categorically dismisses allegations of having provided support to non-state armed groups in the restive northwest region. The circular further states that the organization has never facilitated the transportation of arms, ammunition or armed combatants, and have never provided logistical or financial support to any of the warring parties. Doctors Without Borders equally condemns violations of humanitarian principles, including harassment, death threat, excessive delays at checkpoints while transporting a critically ill patient, and also the mother of a community health worker. The recent outing follows publication of defamatory accusations by some media organs alleging that Doctors Without Borders has provided active support to non-state armed groups in the northwest that puts both patients and staff in danger. Out of the country, at least 18 people have been killed by gunmen in the northwestern Nigerian state of Katsina in the village of Twasna. Residents say the gunmen stormed the remote village on motorbikes, shooting people as well as burning houses, pushing some denizens to flee into bushes. Witnesses say 14 bodies were recovered immediately after the attack. Both residents and authorities say it appears the gunmen targeted the village in retaliation for the killings of 3 members of their gang on Friday during clashes with a combined team of police and vigilantes when the gang attempted to kidnap people in the community. The attack in Katsina is coming as security forces are trying to locate 150 students abducted from a boarding secondary school and at least 8 people seized from a hospital in neighboring Kaduna. And hundreds of opposition supporters marched through the streets of Ghana's capital, Accra, demonstrating against what they described as rising insecurity and lawlessness since President Nana Akufo-Addo came into power in 2017. Wearing mostly red or black, the youth wing of the National Congress danced through the streets on Tuesday with signs such as "You tweeted for George Floyd," "Ghanaians have died," "Speak up." Protesters also waved banners criticizing economic hardship and joblessness, referencing the hashtag "The Country" that has become a popular social media protest on Twitter in Ghana. We've come to the end of the morning edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. Coming up next is In the House with Eileen Sima. My name is Fon Quinter. Stay tuned to more programs on The African Eye. Goodbye.